Hey everyone, Marathon Hurley here, back with some more Final Fantasy VIII. Last time we made our way towards Galbadia Garden, albeit not without another. Back that up, try that again. Hey everyone, Marathon Hurley here, back with some more Final Fantasy VIII. Last way. Hey everyone, Marathon Hurley here, back with some more Final Fantasy VIII. Last time we made our way towards Galbadia Garden, albeit not without another bump in the road as we were struck by another dream sequence, only to see Laguna, Kairos, and Ward fall into a precarious situation of their own. But now that that sequence is over, we've gone through the forest and here we are at Galbadia Garden, so without any further ado, let's head on in. And when we come in, we get a pretty awesome little FMV here. One thing that really struck me when I first played Final Fantasy VIII, as opposed to Final Fantasy VII, was just how impressive the FMVs were. And I've mentioned this a couple of times already with just how big of a jump graphically we meant how big of a jump graphically it was from Final Fantasy VII to Final Fantasy VIII. But the FMVs really hammer that point home as much as anything else in the game. And again, as with the last episode, I'm sorry about the random noises in the background here. They're just the construction in the construction here has been kind of out of control. That's just one thing that happens when you live in the Midwest. As soon as it gets to be warm outside, they decide they need to do construction on the entire town all at once. It's pretty ridiculous. At least where I live, it's impossible to get anywhere. There's only a couple roads that run through the main downtown area, and they've put all those roads into they've converted all those roads basically into one-lane roads, which is just awful. There's really no reason for it. It's just a massive inconvenience, but what can you do, I guess. But yeah, I'm sorry about the noise. I will be moving to a quieter location within the next week, so hopefully by then I won't have to deal with any more random construction noises in my recordings. But anyway, now that we're here, what we need to do is move to the second floor reception room. But before I do that, there's actually a little bit of side stuff that I want to do beforehand, and it's just some more triple triad playing that we want to do here. But what we really want to do is we want to play this guy right here because he is a transfer student from Trebia, so he plays with Trebia's rules. And Trebia plays with some really annoying and nasty rules, so we want to go ahead and eliminate some of those while spreading some more convenient rules for us. Now, they have the only rules in Trebia at this moment are random and plus. Random, we've already covered. Plus is a new rule which operates in a similar fashion to same, but instead of aiming to have cards that match numbers on each side, you want to have cards that match sums on each side. So if the sum were 10 and 10 on both sides, you would flip those cards. It can be really annoying. It's way more dangerous than same because, especially as cards get better, players tend to be able to match or be able to use a plus roll to even turn over your best cards. Same isn't very useful against your best cards because very few cards can match the numbers that the rare cards have. But with plus, it doesn't matter because all you got to do is match the sums and then you're good. Okay, but the first thing we want to do here is we want to spread the open rule, and as usual, it doesn't take that long to spread the open rule. I've almost never had to use multiple attempts in terms of resetting or anything to spread the plus rule or the open rule. So there we go. He spread the open rule, and so now what we want to do is we need to pick up Galbadia's rules again in order to be able to come back and we need to be able to pick up Galbadia's rules so that we have a rule that he doesn't have, which will allow us to change the rules. And so what I'm doing is I'm just coming across the hall, challenging her to a game, and then I'm going to choose no until she stops asking me to mix. Then I'll pick up Galbadia's rules, which are open and same, and then we'll use the same rule to basically force a change there. So yeah, she stopped asking us to mix. So now we're going to choose to play. If you want to play her, she actually has the level 6 monster cards, which I'm not a big fan of, mostly because none of them refined anything good. And if you've been following this guide to this point, you already have cards that are, for the most part, better than what you could get from her. If you want to play her, though, because you want the complete card collection, now would be a great time to do that, although you will have a chance later to do the same thing. I've already done that off screen in a backup save file, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. But yeah, then you have a save point here, so you can easily go, I would save my game at this point, then go try to change the rule with the transfer student. If you fail, you just reset. It took me about 20 minutes to do so, but your experience may vary. It could be as short as 10, it could be as long as 30 or 40. I think it's worth it though, because we will be playing some card games in Trabia, and those rules are going to be very important, not just when we get to Trabia, but much later in the game, and I'll talk about that more when we get there. But I've already eliminated those rules off screen, so what I'm going to do now is load up my backup save file, and then I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I eliminated those rules off screen like I said, so now we're ready to move forward with the story. In order to do so, we need to head north from the save point, and then you'll see once we get into the next area here, there are a set of stairs that we will take to the second floor to get to the reception room. And those guys are getting ready to do some push-ups there. I should have hung around to see what kind of push-up form they had, because those guys didn't look super athletic. They had the sweatbands and everything. I don't know. I should have stuck around to see just how strong those guys were. But yeah, now that we're here, just talk to Zell, and they're not gonna make us wait make us wait long at all. Good. Awesome. Blam Garden is safe. Nice. But if that's the case, then that means Cypher's taking all the blame, right? Yeah. That was quick. So he was... I mean, it's been a day. He was... no appeals process, nothing? Again, I guess it's a dictatorship, so I can't say I'm that surprised, but... maybe this was his romantic dream. Cypher said he had a romantic dream, and maybe it was to die for the sake of the girl he loved or something. That's crazy. Nope, that wasn't much consolation at all. Let's see what everyone has to say about this. Yeah, no one deserves to be executed. Well, I guess I should have talked to Selphie first. Was he, though? Really? So 2 seconds ago, Zell was worried about Galbadia Garden being unsafe, or being in danger from attacking Galbadia, and now he wants to attack Galbadia again for revenge. Yeah, and Cypher wasn't exactly a good guy. He couldn't even wear the school uniform to the exam. I mean, like, gotta have some better school spirit. No kidding. Smart? I don't know about that. He was confident, but I don't know if he was smart per se. If you have to wonder, he's not your boyfriend. Pro tip number whatever it is in this series. If you are trying to date someone and you have to wonder if they are your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever you want to call them, then they probably are not. Generally speaking, if someone wants to be committed to you, they're going to make that point clear. If they haven't, then you probably just want to call it a wrap. Yeah, you are just a memory. Well, that's kind of how death works. Why are you so worried about that, Squall? People just saying whatever they want? Like, who cares? You're dead. And I don't know if that's what death's all about. I think death is about being dead. I don't think you can avoid that, Squall. You won't have what? You know you can't avoid death. What is wrong with you? I don't know if he's mad. I think he's just gone mad. That doesn't even make sense, Squall. You know, I'm starting to wonder if this guy just has, like, Peter Pan syndrome or something. He's constantly going on, or he doesn't constantly go on about it. No, actually, he kind of does. Throughout the game, he keeps talking about how, oh, you got all these old people who didn't live up to their dreams, and they just talk about it as if they were, you know, I hate it. And it's like, dude, like, you're not going to be young forever. You know you're going to be old too, and that's just part of life. Sometimes you do things that you regret, you know, you have regrets about. I mean, if you're going to have regrets, you're going to have regrets, regardless of how great your life is, and you can't avoid getting older, even if you don't have regrets, and inevitably, we're all going to die, so why worry about it? And when you do die, who cares what people say about you? Because you're dead. It's not like you're going to be around to really think about it or be hurt by it. Anyway, Ragin and Fujin are here, and they have some big orders for us, so yeah, tell us what's going on. How did you guys get here, though? That's my question. So let me get this straight. The trains to Timber are shut down, but somehow you were already on this continent to be able to deliver the message. I don't get it. Did you take a boat to Delet or something? Did you, because there's no planes or helicopters or anything. And more to the point, what exactly is the purpose of Ragin and Fujin? Like, what are their jobs? I know that he said that they're a messenger, but that can't be their typical job, right? It seems like they don't take classes. They're not worried about doing the seed exam. I know that Galbadia Garden has students who are just students and not seeds, so I'm guessing that must be them. Okay. That was confusing. So let me get this straight. Cypher can't possibly be dead because an execution is so not him, as opposed to all those people for whom an execution is them. I don't get that. Like, who in the right mind would say, man, an execution is so me? No one would say that. I don't think you really have a choice in terms of whether or not you get executed. At any rate, now we are supposed to run up to the front gate. Man, Kisis and Squall going stride for stride there. Kisis has some athleticism, being able to run like that in her dress. But yeah, we talked to Rinoa to get the scene going. I don't know if I agree with that. I think Rinoa should just stay away. Just go away, Rinoa. Always messing things up. Anyway. Alright, just take your time walking to us. See, Rinoa, already screwing things up. Get your salutes down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would notice that you were just completely off and all that stuff. Anyway. Well, these must be some big time orders then. Really? Okay. Yes. No kidding. A dictatorship hiring the feared sorceress as a peace ambassador is a sham. No one saw that coming. I don't even know if negotiating favorable conditions is their goal. Yeah, I think those two statements are incompatible in a sense. Because who is going to negotiate conditions that lead to Galbadia's world domination? It's clear that if they want world domination, they're just going to try to take stuff over like they have been, like with Delet and Timber. I don't think that they're trying to negotiate. I think they're going to try to intimidate us and just giving us the world, giving them the world. That doesn't even make sense, but and then if that doesn't work, then they're just going to fight us. And from what we've seen, no one else really has much of an army, so it's surprising that Galbadia hasn't already taken over the world. A sniper? Well, I can guess what this mission is going to be. And we get a sharpshooter from Galbadia Garden. Alright, let's meet this guy. And he's a cowboy. I mean, he's got the cowboy boots, the jacket, the ponytail, the cowboy hat, and everything. Like a Texas sharpshooter. Alright. Good to meet you, buddy. Looking forward to sniping some people with you. Why are you examining us like that? Will do. No kidding. Thanks, Captain Obvious. We're gonna try to snipe someone in the Galbadian government. We don't know who yet, but we're gonna try to snipe someone, and you're telling us failure is not an option. Oh, sorry, we gotta talk to someone there. Okay, what's our mission then? Alright. Wow, so it's the sorceress we're going after. I would have thought you would have gone after the president. But I guess the sorceress is probably more dangerous from just from a general perspective. And we got some more construction going on in the background there. Gotta love construction at 9 a.m. in the morning. I think that's the worst part about this construction is that they start working at like 7 a.m. in the morning, and then they don't stop for like they don't stop basically all day. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we're gonna choose a party for Delling City, and yeah, it's fine with me. I don't really care. Why are you getting so offended? Why we're being sarcastic about what? I don't get why you're so offended. Understand what? Wow, that was pretty direct. I don't know if this is a women thing. I think this is just Final Fantasy VIII game thing. You guys are really overreacting to this. Zell, cool off, man. I like how Squall is just like completely confused by all this. Seriously, Zell does need to grow up. He's like the that immature kid who thinks, or who just like gets super upset when people, or when he thinks people seem cool or whatnot. Like Irvine is playing it off as being this really cool guy, and it just bugs Zell for some reason. And instead of just being a normal person and ignoring him, he just like overreacts and gets all immature about it and stuff. You know those people. You know the type. But yeah, all we gotta do now is head to the train station. As you can see, there's a convoy or a jeep up there, so you can't run down the tracks if you wanted to. But we can take a train. I'm assuming the car will be moving out of the way before we get on. And you need 3,000 bucks to get on the train. You should not have been spending that much money anyway, so there's really no reason why you shouldn't have it. But there you go. And hey, we won. We beat them here. And Squall knows the score. He knows what's up. Gotta make sure that the door is open for Selphie when she gets here. And then I think we need to walk to the door for them to come in. Yep, there we go. And the door is open, so apparently Selphie's already forgiven us for being sarcastic earlier, I guess. And now we're ready to go. let's get this show on the road then. Ready to kill a sorceress. What's so funny? What? I don't understand what you mean by that. Like everyone's like giggling and stuff. What do you mean this is the only train bound for Deling City? Yes, there's... I mean, maybe she means this train can only go to Deling City. So it's funny that... So maybe the funny part is that the train is specifying it's going to Deling City when that's the only place this train actually runs. In which case, ha 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 ha. So funny. And Irving's already making the moves on Selfie. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like Irving's game that much. It's just a little too direct. And not in the good, like, direct. It's just like smarmy kind of direct. But let's see what Selfie has to say about it. Apparently it had an impact on Selfie. I don't think that's the problem. I don't think this has to do with pressure from the mission. But maybe we'll find out more about that later. But now Selfie starts talking about Deling City. And then, let's see, I think she sings her little song again. Or no, she... Oh, never mind. I guess not. She doesn't sing her song this time. She just keeps saying, how much longer to Deling City? Fair enough. But now that we come in here, we get to see Irving making the moves on even more ladies. And Zell is literally about to punch him for no reason. And Kistis going back into mom mode. Oh, not this. That's... Like, of all the things to say, that might be the least favorite thing. My least favorite thing to hear people say. Nobody understands me. I'm a loner. Like, I can't. Like, the only time people say things like that is when they want attention. If you were really a loner, if you were really introverted, you just wouldn't talk to people. Like Squall. Like, I'll give Squall this. For the most part, he just ignores people. He doesn't go around saying, I'm a loner, I'm a loner. I mean, he does say that a couple of times, I guess, but only when he directly asked, hey, Squall, how do you feel about emotions? In which case he says, I don't like them. Like, Irving, he just, like, he's trying to put out this image of being this loner or a whatever, when it's not him, and he just wants, I don't know what he wants. He just wants people to think he's mysterious or something weird. And Zell's not having any of it. And Zell, that's quite a punch you got there. Basically able to knock the train off its tracks. Luckily there was no damage. I mean, otherwise, how would we get to Deling City? That'd be an unfortunate way to fail the mission. Yeah, sorry, Headmaster Sid. We were gonna kill the sorceress, but then Zell punched the train off its tracks, so we never made it to Deling City. Our bad. But yeah, now... So now we're finally at Deling City, capital of Galbadia. And this is where we'll be finishing up Disc 1, so we're going to be here for a little bit. Now, before we wrap up the episode here, there are a couple things that I want to do. So, first, we want to leave. And you can take trains from here to other areas if you really want, although the train of Timber is currently closed. But I never use that option because I don't really need to get places that much, I guess. Or even if I do, it's usually not convenient to take the trains. It's like the directory in Galbadia Garden. You're just, for the most part, it's almost always more convenient to walk as opposed to take the train. But yeah, we talked to these people, and now we're ready to go. I like how he's looking at Zell, saying, "Don't blow our cover." Alright, so yeah, we're back in the city where Laguna was in our first dream sequence, so maybe we'll run into him. But before worrying about that, we want to get hit by a train, or a bus, of course. But no, seriously, before we get on with the actual mission or figure out what we need to do, we can actually continue the Queen of Cards side quest here. Or not continue it, but pick up our first reward. And this is a major reward. And even if you don't want to do the rest of the Queen of Cards side quest, I strongly recommend that you do this right here. Once you've given the Queen of Cards a mini-mod card, send her to Delight. She mentions the Kyros card being in Dealing City, and this is the guy who has it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play him until I get him to play the card, and when I do, I'll come right back. Alright, he's playing it on the first hand. Now, let's see. I'm going to put the Ifrit card there. I don't want her to try to take my... I don't want him to take my card back with the Kyros card. There we go. And... okay, I can't take the, his card without... let's see. So maybe if I... nope, can't do that either. Alright, so maybe if I put the Diablo card there, he'll probably protect the Kyros card by putting something on the bottom there. Yeah. Okay, so we're not going to be able to win it that way, but we've won the card all the same. Hooray. And yeah, we won't get a ton of cards, but we'll get 4 cards out of this deal. Not bad, not bad. Let's see. Yeah, most of these other cards don't really matter. The only card I really care about is the Kyros card. It's not a great card for playing with. Personally, I don't really like playing with it. But it's the most important card at this point in the game for modding. So let's go straight into the menu to modify the card. Alright, so let's see. Kyros card modifies in 3 accelerators. And now I'm going to go into the item menu to show off that the accelerator teaches the auto haste ability. So I'm going to give that to Quetzalcoatl, Ifrit, and Shiva. And now I can, well, I guess I gotta switch my junctions here first. Let's see if I can actually navigate my menu. There we go. And now I can give everyone in the party the auto haste ability. It's going to make everything much, much easier, especially draw grinding. Now that we have our magic stat boosted a bit, as you can see, everyone's magic is in the 40s, and auto haste, it'll make it much easier for us to win or to draw spells. So that's really convenient. And now what I need to do is we're going to head to the I guess General Caraway's mansion. I just took the bus to the presidential residence, and now that we're here, you just gotta go straight to the right, and there's the mansion. Yeah, we gotta figure out what's going on here. Why not? Yeah, I think he has. Really? So you're hiring a bunch of mercenaries to take out the sorceress, but then you have to test our skills? Like, what would be the point? Like, why bother hiring us then if you don't trust our skills? Okay. What code number? Seriously. We're not just like normal students. He hired us. So let me get this straight. You sent a student out there. Well, see, that's the thing. How do we know the student is still there? You're assuming... How do you know that? There's no way you can know that. So let me get this straight. You know that this soldier or the student is there. You know that he's at the entrance, and yet you want us to go. I can't. That makes no sense. But we're stuck doing it anyway. So let's have him escort us out of town. I have no idea how he's supposed to know that the student is still there, but whatever. Anyway, now that we are done with that, we need to head to the Tomb of the Unknown King. And the Tomb of the Unknown King is up to the northeast there, as he was saying. And since we have the Encounter None ability, I figured I might as well just go ahead and run over here so that I can start the next episode right in front of the tomb here. So now what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to end the episode here, and then next time we will head into the Tomb of the Unknown King and try to find the traces of this lost student. Until then, this has been Marathon Hurdler. I want to thank you as always for checking out my videos, and hopefully I will see you next time.